Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second: surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better read than dead, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay. There is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn they're spirits, not animals. He said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of men on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Hey guys and gals, welcome back to the Logbook Podcast. I'm Kim.
And I'm Dakota.
And tonight we have a very special guest with us from Truck It. It's been a while.
What's up, Chad? How you been?
Oh, pretty good. It's warm and humid, just like Florida, and Houston is sure I think is a little bit more warmer than we are tonight.
I tell you what, I've been outside today. We've been doing a lot of events recently. So, guys, just remind you is that we just don't sit here and we talk about problems. We find solutions. So this week we've been going around pushing legislation, a Senate bill called the Demand Veteran Healthcare Freedom Act by Marsha Blackburn, and it's also been co-sponsored by Tuberville. And I know Tuberville is kind of in the heat with the military right now because until abortions are out, he's not going to sit here and promote active duty military of higher ranks.
Right. Just all the top brass. All your enlisted guys, all you junior officers, you're safe for now.
Exactly.
This top brass, people that want to make admiral and general, they're stuck where they are.
Exactly. We've had so far in this 118 Congress, though, we've had some amazing things happen. It's very unusual to see, I would say, anybody in these years working on the Veteran House Committee be so cutthroat and actually determined to go through the books, to go through and find the problems that are going on. But it's so funny to watch.
It is. It's an amazing committee that we have in the Veterans Affairs. I mean, all in our near and dear to our hearts, Morgan Luttrell, U.S. Navy SEAL, but as well as Mr. Van Orden,
He's my spirit animal.
Eli Crane,
Miss Mace.
Miss Mace, and then Mr. Rosendale as well.
Rosendale's pretty cool.
Yes,
I've seen some of y'all showing him too. He seemed pretty cool. So
Oh yeah, Miss Miller Meeks came on the House Committee. Now she's a doctor.
She is a doctor, retired lieutenant colonel, I believe.
Yes.
Retired lieutenant colonel, and and in probably the best committee she needs to be in, which is the House Committee on Veterans Affairs.
was she a doctor for the VA?
No, she is not. She had I believe she had a private practice.
Private practice.
But she's just no BS, and she can. Oh, hey, Paul Gunderson, how you doing? Welcome in. Come on in, everybody.
It didn't even show up on my private chat, and I saw where he said it.
Yeah. We've had, with Miller Meeks, though, she handles it like a surgeon. She absolutely does. She's going to be polite, but she knows what she's talking about, and you're not going to pull the wool over her face. So I'm really happy to see what's going on with Miller Meeks and everything. Hello, guys on Rumble. We can see you. Feel free to comment. This is a live show, and we'll answer your questions as they come in. If y'all have any questions about the House Committee of Veteran Affairs, please let us know what they are. We can get you the proper contact information for that. I will say, though, the Senate Committee of Veteran Affairs is still, they run it like a cigar club.
Yeah, absolutely. And to circle back to Dr. Miller Meeks, I have a question for all of you that you should all be asking yourselves. Why, when we have such an accomplished female veteran in the Committee for Veterans Affairs, why is a openly gay Japanese man in charge of female health care?
Well, he's not in charge of the female health care, but just to have someone in a hospital setting. And he was on the documentary, What is a Woman, from Matt Walsh. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the Daily Wire. I don't really like the fact that they just do nothing but talk, and then they make money of that, and then they sell you a bunch of shit.
Which one was he on? What is a Woman?
Yes.
Yeah, Takano was on What is a Woman.
Yeah, I seen that one. Oh, is that who you're talking about?
And could not answer what a woman was. And he's on the House Committee of Veteran Affairs that handles medical care for female veterans and male veterans alike. But Takano, he's even gone to the point to where, my gosh. So there are men now in the women's clinics in the Department of Veteran Affairs. Hi, Joe. How are you doing? Good to see you.
The fabulous Mr. Fox.
So he's now in the Department of Veteran Affairs. And just this week at Michael E. DeBakey, the second largest VA network.
I seen y'all posting pictures or videos of him in the Veterans Affairs Council, and it's like, how could you let this guy would probably have California barricade the naval yards in California.
What I don't understand with the California VAs, I've posted some videos. They're actually land that actually belongs to veterans that was supposed to go to housing is actually being used for the city. They have a deal with the city where they make money off of it.
Oh, I'm sure they do. That doesn't surprise me at all, especially in California.
Yeah,
this guy, I've seen a lot of stuff from this guy just watching Forbes breaking news or stuff like that. This guy is about as left as you can get,
Right.
He couldn't tell you what time it is because it might be offensive to somebody. I'm making that up, but that's how,
Well, my problem with Takano is that he likes to pull the race card, but then a lot of the times, me being a minority, me also being a Japanese American, why don't I have a labor and delivery? Why are there dick and balls currently inside my VA women's clinic? Okay, they merged the LGBTQ with women. Okay, we just got our spaces, and that brings us to tonight's topic is military sexual trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And Is it something that'll actually help female and male veterans out? Or is it going to do what we normally do and what we already know, go ahead and turn the VA into even more of a death camp?
Right.
Because we watched some of it. We could not believe what we heard from, this is the Secretary of Veteran Affairs. We could not believe the garbage spewed of this. And I'm telling you what, watching this woman, she was drugged, she was tweaking, she was on something. And there is so much affirmative action. And we already saw that. And of course, the affirmative action didn't leave the military. So we also saw that within the Department of Veteran Affairs. But you can actually see it unfold in front of you guys. So I think we should just go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Roll that footage.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today for our monthly press conference. As you know, we have many things to discuss, a lot of things, great things coming out of the department as of late. So with that said, I'll go ahead and get this thing started and pass it on to Secretary McDonough.
Terrence, thanks very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for the chance to chat with you a little bit. In terms of my opening remarks today, I just want to introduce our guest today, Cheryl Rawls, who is the Executive Director, Outreach, Transition, and Economic Development. That's what we call OTED, which is a really important office in the Veteran Benefits Administration.
What is she doing?
Veteran.
Look at this clown on the left.
Had an enormously
Like hero posing.
impactful career
Preparing to
at
shove his
VA,
nose up McDonough's
where
ass.
she has led on the full range of services that are provided at VBA.
Is your
And
notebook?
we talked this week about having her come by to talk about an important
Her eyes are super
symposium
big.
that she led last week regarding our work on military sexual trauma. And the symposium was one of
This guy
a
on the left has no
series
brain.
of regular engagements with our
Hey,
experts
it's like he nods his head in
Yeah.
agreement, but he has this death stare.
now
No
set
shit.
up for the
No,
last couple
it's
of
absolute
years to
arrogance.
handle
It's
every
absolute
single
pretension.
claim that has to do with
I'm actually
MST,
doing something for our
sexual
veterans.
trauma.
That's what's going on.
VA.
Yes.
Knowing of the
Look at her eyes. She got them
attention
big again. What
this
the hell
service
is she
has
on?
gotten, mindful of the
smile,
importance
Kevin.
of our improving our performance on
He's
this
been
important set of
reprogrammed.
issues.
Dude, that's what
I
I was
thought it was really
thinking. I was
important,
thinking
to
AI
get
this whole
with
fucking
Cheryl
time with her.
on how things
Damn
are going.
near.
And anytime you get to meet with Cheryl, it's a highly positive experience. So
Like she's really
Cheryl,
happy about this.
That she's
Okay, come on. Look.
Well, hello, everyone.
Did you see that shit? Did you see that?
just this big old fake smile. Just
Big eyes. It was creepy as fuck. And then he was like, yeah, and kind of thing. Like he has
Well,
no
he
idea
was
what's
like-
going on.
I should have been the one up there talking.
I can't hear them with y'all talking.
He wasn't
He's what-
saying anything
nah.
important. Sorry, Dawn.
No, he was just introducing this.
He was introducing the lady, which giving her props, and she was just faking a smile at this point. We've watched it, yeah. But we will be quiet and let you hear what she has to say. But I swear to God, this is the most fake bullshit I've ever seen. I don't know why these people are working there when everything is clearly fake. Clearly fake. You have to put on a fake smile.
You know what this looks like? It looks like the Special Olympics. It's just, it's sad, but you want to cheer them on anyway. And just like, oh, we gave them this position because of affirmative action, even though they don't know how to do the job. And so we
Well,
got
it doesn't
we
matter
have to
with
cheer
anything
them on.
affirmative action. The VA clearly doesn't know how to do the job with anything or anybody.
No, they
Nowadays,
don't.
nowadays, I'd rather watch the Special Olympics because I bet it's more honest than the real Olympics coming up 2024.
Yeah, this is a dang shame. But she's about to say something very, very deadly to veteran families. Let's put it this way. and even civilians. Let's go.
And thank you very much, Secretary McDonough, for having me here today. We've been spending a lot of time together, and I have appreciated having the opportunity to talk to you about some of the things we're doing. Today, I want to take some time to talk about the efforts that the Veterans Benefits Administration is taking to ensure that our survivors of military sexual trauma have access and receive the benefits that they deserve. As we all know, MST is a deeply complex issue that affects the lives of countless veterans, both men and women, across our nation. It inflicts emotional wounds that are often invisible but leave lasting scars. We must recognize the immense courage it takes for survivors to come forward and seek the help that they deserve. Let me emphasize this point. VA will provide free treatment for any physical or mental health condition related to experiences of MST. There is no documentation needed of anyone experiencing MST related to their event or a VA disability rating to get VA care. You do not need documentation or a claim pending or proof to get help.
Okay, did you hear that? Well, one, our benefits are not free, they're earned, period. And I will tell you this, MST is not complex. Y'all fucking waited decades to actually address them. So I don't want to hear this nuanced style talk.
Well, they
It's
try to
not.
make
But
they
did
try to
you-
make everything like it's a benefit, or well, like it's a benefit that you didn't. Social Security, Medicare. I mean, well, now they want Medicare for all. So
The thing is that it's the rhetoric. You're going to talk about MST for one. Then when you come up and you have a behavior like you did, so fake in the introduction of.
so what's
But did you
MST?
hear what she said? For military sexual trauma, you know you don't
Okay.
have to prove that you're a veteran.
That
It's
doesn't happen in
free.
the military, does it? We'd have to admit that it happened in the military.
So
Then.
how are you going to sit there? You don't have to have any paperwork. You don't have to prove you're a veteran. You don't have to have a pending claim. Do you hear what's happening?
That's
Do you know
another.
there's abortion in the VA?
Do
So
what?
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now what's happening. Do you see the shift that's happening? So now that if you have sexual trauma, you don't have to prove it's military related. Just that you had sexual trauma, aka you're pregnant and need an abortion because abortion is in May, was in September. Guess what that means? So now we're going to be paying for civilian abortions.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to prove it. You don't have to prove it.
A veteran that's pregnant can't get maternity care.
There is no labor and delivery department at any Veterans Affairs.
Nothing.
And I think there's a reason why, because they know they would kill them.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's an increasing death right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just proving
Oh,
the point that the VA is there for nothing but death.
Not even you, but I've seen other people posting stuff about veteran suicides versus veterans deaths since or men who died in action or people who died in action, I'll say.
But I'm just saying it's all virtue
Sorry, I
signal.
know that's way off
Yeah.
topic. But,
Here's the thing. All you have to do is walk into any VA hospital and say I am experiencing military sexual trauma and I am pregnant because of it. Get this thing out of me. That's all they have to say, and they'll be more than happy to oblige.
Right?
you know what?
That's-
You know what? I could kind of see that. Because
No paperwork.
That's what I'm
no, yeah, no, I
You
could
don't
kind
have
of
to
see
prove you're a
that.
veteran.
I could kind of see that because see, whenever you say that, it doesn't necessarily mean you're the veteran who had military sexual trauma. It could mean that I'm a veteran and raped this woman, and then it would be included as military sexual trauma.
No, it could be this, is that I was married to a veteran. I had everything, and I got impregnated with him, and I can go there and get it. Because here's the thing, is that there is no abortion in active duty community. My problem is that the VA budget's supposed to be there for veterans. One, this is a complete slap into the face of female veterans who have been sitting here waiting for funding for actual, for
Actual maternal care.
maternity care,
Yes, I'm
for
not disagreeing with you.
surgeries. I mean, here's the thing. If you get damaged in this region and you need plastics, most of the time it's not covered. That's not fair.
I'm
On
not.
top of that,
I am not disagreeing with you whatsoever.
well,
I'm just
that's what
giving
I'm
you.
saying, is that it could be a civilian, or let's see, I got knocked up by a veteran and he was my boyfriend, and now I don't want it right now. I don't want an open door to civilian issues, period. And you know
But you got
that's
to
going
keep
to
that
happen.
PR up good. You got to keep that PR up good.
Mm-hmm.
And
She
that's
just-
something like that, say Fort Hood, Brian or something like that. It might be reported that 100 women reportedly are raped, and Brian
We're not
College
talking
Station-
rape though, Chad. We're talking rape. I know
But
what
that's
you're
why
getting
you
at.
could say, that's why you could blame an active military guy for needing an abortion at a veterans VA hospital.
Well, yeah, but the thing is I'm talking about, so that would be, again, more active duty. But the thing is that I'm talking about where it could be another welfare system, another setup, because that's what the VA does. Okay. Only what in Florida, in your state right now, only 0.5 abortions went to rape. Okay.
I believe that all over the place. You're talking about how these women could just walk in and say all this. Well, I'm saying that's another thing that they could say that PR would validate.
Probably because it would be the man's fault, absolutely, and therefore they could actually do another women's battle. But I'm so flabbergasted that you don't have to prove you're a veteran for military sexual trauma. You don't have to
I
have
agree
claim.
with you. I agree with you.
This is the slippery slope to socialized medicine
Yeah.
for everybody.
Exactly.
No doubt at all. No doubt at all. Because guess what? Medicare for all, we could just lump Medicare for all in with the VA, because VA is Medicare for all for veterans. So we could just, all these VA hospitals that are already federal owned, we could make them federal Medicare for all. And then all these whatever hospitals that are government subsidized, we could make them Medicare for all too. And then everybody would have free health care, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's what it's doing, and that's why I'm so frustrated. This is my huge frustration with the Republican Party. Where the fuck are you when you hear something as crazy as this? Okay.
Well, look at
you sit there and work on it for civilians, but you won't do it with the military, just like the NDAA was up. The National Defense Authorization Act, that was up. Okay. We're talking about DEI being debated right there in the House. You have 160 schools that are on bases. Have you ever seen a board meeting?
No,
Of a school?
never.
No, I've never seen one.
Of
on
what?
video.
A board meeting? Oh, of one of those schools?
Parents board, on military bases, military-based schools, public education. But they're under the same progressive left-wing rhetoric that that conservatives in the civilian sector are fighting.
Yes, but the thing is, these military members have no voice against what their children
Right.
being taught to their kids.
Because
in
all they
schools.
have to do is that teacher have to say, "Oh, I'm going to call your command."
Yeah, that's all they have to do.
So basically holding children hostage at this point. So 160 schools. Where the hell are Republicans? You know, they're sitting there talking about it on the NDAA. Parents are complaining. You know, there are women in active duty spheres that are complaining that men are coming into their locker rooms, taking showers. This ain't Starship Troopers, bitch. That was fucking fantasy. This is bullshit. That's not right. That's not a safe environment. Women, what? It ain't been 10 years since the last Navy ship was all male ship was done away with. It ain't even been 10 years. Women finally got all their rights, right?
Well,
And then boom.
that's something I'll say that is getting dealt with. I mean, of course, it takes everything longer on federal levels than it does on state levels, depending on where you are. I mean, California's is putting men who identify as women in their prison cells, in female prison cells. On the other hand, Florida's blocking all of that shit. And
but the
other states are joining in.
Yeah, it's on states, but not in the military.
That's what I'm saying. It's on states, but not in the military. But I mean, you know how slow federal stuff works. It's just kind of like affirmative action hasn't been implemented in businesses.
That's the biggest lie ever. Chad, that's actually the biggest lie ever told. Because guess where civil rights came from first?
U.S. military.
U.S. military and the NDAAs. And the Republicans, you're so stupid in the fact that you didn't look at it this time.
I'm not really a Republican. I'm a conservative.
Yeah.
But
I'm saying Republicans.
We're not talking to you, Chad.
Yeah.
She said
completely stupid for ignoring the military and putting amendments into the NDAA. You free the military, you free yourselves.
You want to hear something crazy that I was reading and it really made sense? Is all this LGBTQ plus stuff is what woke up Republicans.
Yeah.
Because it was finally at everybody's doorstep. That's something that was at everybody's doorstep.
Right. Well, we were sitting there dying laughing, and we were just, when COVID-19 happened, it was like, great, everyone's got to live under the VA now.
Yeah. All this mandated medical practice, mask mandates, social distancing mandates, trying to entice you to getting a vaccine, or even your workplace is forcing you to get a vaccine. We're still underneath that. We veterans have been been dealing with that for decades.
So I actually had a congressman. I talked to someone in Congress today, their staffer, and they were talking about the vaccine because there's some people that are moving possibly to help Lieutenant Colonel Lance Corporal Arnett and Brandy BB King. Okay, those were kicked out. Lance Corporal Arnett was put in the brig for 113 days for refusing the vaccine. Brandy BB King was 19 and a half years in the Air Force, kicked out anyways. Lance Corporal Arnett put it in the logbook, hence the name our log show, the logbook, which is a legal document, and requested Captain Smash. She requested that court martial. She put in the shit, boom, the end of the due process. And then I called Congress. You know what they said? Well, doesn't the military have to follow instructions? I could not believe that Congress did not know that veterans in active duty and they're conservative have due process. Total shock.
Yeah, they have due process, and that due process has to be enforced by somebody.
And when I had to explain to them what the UCMJ was, which was due process, I said, if you remove due process, then at that point you are not a volunteer force. You are a voluntold force. That's tyranny. Fuck off. You need to defend that. I don't care if Arnett is right or if she's wrong. I do believe that she's correct, though, because we did talk about the vaccine, and I did inform them that even when we got our vaccines, we had informed consent. Hey guys, if you're allergic to penicillin, don't fucking take this shit and come and see me. Remember that?
Yeah. The safety brief before you got your shots. There's none of that.
I remember them talking about the flu shot. Anyone allergic to eggs?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
I started taking the flu shot, to be honest with you, after it'd been out for several years. I didn't mind taking the flu shot. I don't know if it was kind of like, the flu shot was kind of like how the COVID vaccine was.
Yeah.
And the thing that got me is, I don't know what you would call it, but I guess media, to try to test the media, I guess you would say. Because, okay, COVID came out. Now they're talking about massive shortages. Toilet paper, of all things, was what they said was going on shortage. So it's kind of like, hey, watch this. We can tell people that toilet paper is going on shortage and everybody will go buy toilet paper. And then it was like, let's see if we can get everybody to go take this injection of stuff that's COVID might be real, but most people are catching the flu and everything else, are dying in motorcycle accidents. So we'll say they're, and I know the military's been used for testing for years, because it was kind of like, I remember watching movies of old World War II stuff or Vietnam stuff, and it was kind of like you walk through a line and 10 people giving you 10 different vaccines for crap.
No, it's still like that.
Yes, it's still like that, and they have the little air gun thing that like shoots it into you. I literally I didn't take most of my shots when I was in the military because I already had them. I had my shot record. And
I didn't even know if that was a choice. I thought it was just like
because
double dose.
Because a lot of people, what they don't understand is that it's medicine, it's vaccine. You can overdose. So
I know you can.
I brought my, and I don't understand this. I brought my shot records, and a lot of these people like, I've had that shot before. I've had that shot before, and so at that point, they're double dosing these people and putting that poison in their body. That's not how it works. You're not supposed to give a double dose of something like that.
No.
So when I came in with my shot record, and it was so cool because it was a little brown book that I had when my dad was in the military. And I remember corpsman, an older corpsman, said, "Oh my God, check this out," And then they realized, "Oh, yeah, you were at Camp Lejeune. Yeah, that was great." But no matter what, I still had. I mean, kids, I would say 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they're not going to sit there and ask the questions. When you come in around 25 years old and you're talking about medical, when you've paid your own insurance bill, when you sat there and gone to your doctor's appointments by yourself for years before you joined the military, yeah, you're going to ask questions to your doctors. I did. They were medical professionals. They actually liked it. I had no problems.
Especially after you join the military, maybe in your teenage years, I could see you being so bossy and nerdy and ask 1,000 questions of a bunch of stuff.
No, well, actually, no. I was pretty quiet, actually. Nothing bothered me. I'm not just going to say shit. That's there ain't nothing to talk about, so why talk about it? And it's just when I get pissed off, I got pretty. But it's more the thing is that responsibility with my health and everything. I still, as an adult, I liked to keep that very organized because I was an adult. It was a kind of shock going into the military and looking at a chief like, dude, you act like an 18-year-old in high school. What the fuck? But everything in the high school culture actually transferred into the military.
I mean, it makes sense because, you have a bunch of, 17, 18-year-olds who join military service. Some of those stay in, actually stay in and do 20 years. Then they're up in, their early 30s, mid 30s, and they're in high-ranking senior positions within the military, and they have not, their attitude hasn't changed since the day they graduated high school.
And they're still trying to be the cool kid on the block. And I'm just like, grow
I don't know.
up.
I could kind of see that if you were commanding a bunch of young kids and you wanted to relate to them or something like that. But
we had that's what it is. We had a chief in his 30s and it's Chief Fisher. And he was just like coming in and trying to be like the coolest kid in the cafeteria, sitting there looking at him like, dude, what the hell are you doing?
We had
I could see that. And it doesn't just that's
but here's the thing. I'm the only one looking at like that's fucking creepy.
That's Forever 21 syndrome.
Yeah. Hi, Hope. How you doing?
Hey, Hope.
Hey, Hope. I don't know you, but I'm sure Kim and
Hope
Dakota
is cool.
do.
Hope is cool.
Yeah, Hope's a great gal.
She is.
She's a great gal.
She is. She's great. Okay.
That sounds kind of Texan there, man.
Yeah, it's rubbing off on me.
She's also
I
a
reckon
veteran.
so. Anyway.
I reckon.
She's a fantastic veteran. She's also having well, we'll talk to her about that later.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like to talk to her on the show about her medicine and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It would be
Hope
great.
Hope reach out to us. You know, we like to get you on an interview out here and yeah, share your wisdom with the masses that we reach.
Yeah,
Is
absolutely.
Hope from down here in the South too?
Yeah. Well, I think we should get back into this.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we just.
I'm good at leaving
yes, we
people
did.
off course.
Because this is annoying this whole time.
Let me tell you how we are supporting those who suffer chronic mental health conditions and other disabilities due to military sexual trauma experienced during their military service.
Abortions.
This topic is so sensitive and multifaceted
Here's
that
the
MST-related claims makes it critically important that VA provides high-quality support to veterans in a compassionate and trauma-informed manner that is worthy of their service and sacrifice. To ensure
Did
the
you
best
hear that?
handling of our MST claims,
Hold on.
VBA continues.
Did you hear that?
Yep.
Worthy of your sacrifice. Did this woman even think of the words that she put together and the definitions? I'm sorry. Rape is not a worthy cause. Just hearing this, I'm getting PTSD. Okay. One with her attitude of in the beginning, and Nostro Boy going off at that point. Oh, good grief. Then off the point. So to catch y'all up, she just said that you don't have to prove that you're a veteran. There's no paper trail or anything to use the Department of Veteran Affairs for military sexual trauma. She pretty much said it's a free service. It can go for anybody, and you don't have to prove you're a vet. What's included with military sexual trauma, Dakota?
Pregnancy.
Abortion.
I'm telling you, this is PR for them.
Yep.
This is a liberal PR thing. I'm telling you, it's a liberal PR thing, because how many of these freaking liberal has that lady served in the military?
Hardly.
She is a veteran herself, but
She is.
No, she ate the military. I'm sorry.
Semper Pi, everybody. Semper Pi. But she's an Army veteran.
I'll
so
be
I
honest
shouldn't
with
say
you.
that.
I would. Okay, I'm a chunky girl. I get it. I got some pounds to lose. I know that PT every day is, a thing here, and it's free. But dang, if you're gonna work in a mental health or industry like that, especially mental health and your whole physical health well-being, please be a little bit physically fit.
Be healthy.
Be healthy.
Oh, that's more mental anguish.
Because right there,
If you're
that's depression right there on the screen.
If you're in the Marines and you look like Lizzo, that's okay. Because
Lizzo in the tank, though, we could use that.
We use that. She could.
This is and she's young. This thing is older and retired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's out of date equipment. I'm sorry.
I mean, Lizzo could at least twerk and earthquake the enemy to death. I mean, she's got that.
Singing the flute.
Sending the flutes.
Y'all need to stop.
I can't. No, I'm sorry. I ain't got. I can't even say anything nice about this woman, because honestly, with her,
It's the Fire Nation's war balloon, is what.
And Hope, you could always come on a show. I'm not even a veteran, and I'm on this show. Sean, you too. I'm inviting people that shouldn't even. That it's not even my show. Come over here.
Hot damn, Sean.
I know help. I know I couldn't help it. I went off on. Let's. You know what? I need to shut up and get back to this.
But before we do, if y'all watching, check us out next Friday. We're gonna have more funny stuff that Sean just said because he's gonna be live right here with me and nobody else.
And
we're
Sean
gonna-
does good. I've seen Sean live. He does great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we just check out the Logbook Redacted. It's going to be a great show. Starts at 9:30 Friday.
Absolutely.
Central Time. All right, now let's get back into it.
Oh, good God, I need more ammo to get through this night. Hopefully she'll give it to me.
And has made significant changes to better serve this population. We've consolidated our claims processing
No, they didn't.
to a dedicated, specially trained team to review all disability claims related to military sexual trauma.
How many people are on a team?
VBA also
At least two,
has
right?
MST outreach coordinators, one male, one female, at each of their 56 regional offices to assist those veterans. And finally, as mentioned by our secretary, we just completed our annual Military Sexual Trauma National Training Symposium last week. We had over 200 attendees of veteran service officers, various stakeholders. We also invited a military sexual trauma survivor who attended, and that we're continuing to be in communication with her. Our theme was resiliency through collaborating, expanding the knowledge, MST, and the PACT Act. So what did we do last week?
That's right.
We spoke to those.
She ate a lot. That's what she did. I'm sorry. It was right there.
If she's from the South, she can eat a lot. I'm sorry.
And no, that's what she did. I
I
can't.
like them fat bottom girls, by the way. So
I know that's I have a mutual friend that met you in a big bottom chat room.
and then I think that's actually completely hilarious how me and him became friends off a fat bottom chat room or fat bottom page. And then it's like, I bet you and Kimberly would get along well. And then
I tell you what,
I have his picture in the background of me, our stand.
you know, I will say this is that I get what we're doing. Maybe I'm taking a little bit too far, but my point is that that's an eating disorder up there, and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna talk about trauma while you're actively going through a disorder.
I don't know.
in your life. That's weird.
Say, I've known there's this one really, really big chick down in the Tampa Bay area. She is very liberal, by the way. She's from Puerto Rico. And I've seen how much time she spends out working and spending time out with her kids, and she is still very large.
Yeah, but a lot of that is, again, it's your intake, your caloric intake at that point.
Well, I worked with her for a while, and whenever I had sciatica, she's one of those that probably helped save my life too. But
well, I don't have anything against that. Like, I mean, come on, look what round is a shape too. So
we're not gonna deny it here. No. I could lose. I mean, Kim could lose a little. I could lose a lot. But the thing is,
what bothers me is we know we're fucked up. We know we have shit going on in our lives.
And we got no place, giving people advice on one, their mental health. One, we're not educated in doing that, and two, we got no place on. Sorry, I lost where I was going with this.
On God's green earth.
On God's green earth.
Actually, just sitting here and telling people what the fuck to do. That's why we come here to tell you what the fuck to think.
No, I was gonna say, Kim, you really like to tell people what the fuck to do. To be honest with you, so.
Nah.
I resemble that remark.
I resemble that remark.
I'll take it. I don't care. But
That was probably from the Navy. So
No, you have a very select audience. You know, senators, congressmen. This is what you should do. Just.
Well, they can't figure it out. Shit. I mean, you have a staffer sitting there telling me, well, you're just military. You're supposed to blindly follow orders. What am I, stupid? Do you realize that those are people above me and that people aren't perfect? I definitely should hear and, comprehend what the hell they're saying before I sit there and put my freaking hand into a bunch of electrical parts that is AC electricity. No, I'm going to sit there and question everything.
yeah, I've got my eyes lit up by DC electricity too.
Dude, pop.
It was only 12 volts, but
What'd you do? Look at
no, I was working on my car, and I had a hole right in my shirt, and I didn't do what the manual said. And well, no, I did do what the manual said and disconnect the negative battery cable. But I had a hole in my shirt, and it was in Texas, this time of year, so I was sweaty as a MFer.
Oh, so it jumped?
And I had the hole right on the post of the positive cable and, was touching the frame of the car. And I looked up, and I was like, is it lightning outside? And my friend was laughing his butt off, and he was like, dude, you just got shocked by the battery.
We've done dumb shit.
We've done a lot of dumb shit.
Oh, I've gotten shocked multiple times.
I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of hearing multifaceted. Okay, when I hear of the VA say multifaceted process, it means that it's going to take a long time, and you are never going to sit there and get any care in your lifetime. That's what I'm hearing. What I don't understand is that mental health hasn't gotten better. Good grief, I sound like it had gotten better.
Well,
it's not working.
I think a lot of that is also Texas stuff too, because y'all have some of the worst VA benefits in the country.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm thinking as a country as a whole. All right. Because
I understand.
Here's the thing. It's math. It's statistics to me. This is what I get. If 10 years ago it was 22 a day and now it's 44 a day.
Oh yeah. That's bullshit. But I don't think it's that different than from what most doctors are doing now either, to be honest with you. Because I mean, even if you go to regular doctor, it's like 2 months in advance, or it takes 2 months to get into a regular doctor and crap. But I forget what it was y'all said about the urgent care centers.
Oh, they don't exist.
Yeah, they don't exist at all.
There is, well, maybe not for the VA there. Maybe they do exist here, which is why I don't hear as many veterans complaining about the VA. Or maybe
we have a guy in Miami that messages frequently. Lets us know in Miami-Dade.
That's not computer. Oh, Miami-Dade?
Yeah.
That's not computer guys.
The thing is, when they talk about this multifaceted problem with military sexual trauma,
it's not. It's not multifaceted.
A good start would be find out who did it, give them a fair trial like everyone gets.
Give someone some justice. Give them closure.
Going too far, even again.
Rapists and pedophiles castrated or killed. Right?
Okay, hold on a second. I'll be right back. Y'all have more of the video to show?
Oh yeah,
we'll get on to that right now then.
Yeah, let's put that up.
This is
formed interactions and talked about appropriate messaging. We had training on the Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson honoring our promise to address comprehensive toxics, also known as the PACT Act.
2/3.
We allowed time for engagement of those outreach coordinators with stakeholders to talk through ways to better serve this population. And lastly, because we are accountable, there were conversations around quality assurance and what we need to do to ensure that there is consistency throughout the process.
And do it.
Now, as a result of our efforts, the grant rate for MST-related PTSD claims has risen every year from 2013 to 2020. That is, in 2013, it was 50.5% grant rate. And in 2022, the grant rate is 74.6. 2022 is the last full year that we have data on.
I
We've
know
seen a
that.
significant increase in the filing of MST claims, primarily due to our increased outreach, increased communications on the MST program, and the PACT Act legislation. In fiscal year 22, we completed 28,354 MST-related claims. And as of June 2023, getting close to the fourth quarter, we've already completed 30,575 MST-related claims.
So when she says completed claims, it doesn't mean that. Oh, hi, Chad.
Oh,
When
hi.
she says completed claims, it doesn't mean that it's awarded claims. Notice how she plays on the words.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy to do.
So a completed claim can mean anything. It can mean it was awarded, or it was just saying denied, awarded or denied. But the thing is, yeah, they use this verbiage purposefully in order to mislead the public and mislead the veterans to thinking that they're actually doing something. However, us as veterans, we see through the bullshit all the time.
Yeah.
Joe said, "Oh hi, Chad."
Well,
Hey,
Joe, he went away. This is what happened.
Okay, well, let me do, and I see this in weather all the time, so I'm just going to use this as an example. So, completed claims versus then versus now. So I always see how they change the dynamics of how it's awarded in a sense, or what is even accepted. So you're talking about non-veterans being able to file these claims. Well, you're going to have a lot more claims if you allow in other people.
Well, the thing is, with the claims, you actually have to prove that you're a veteran. My problem is to receive care, you don't have to prove that you're a veteran, right? You just get it right then and there. That's the problem. Financially, the American taxpayer cannot afford a scam system, and you just open the door to one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the American taxpayer should be paying for any abortions or gender affirming care at all.
I don't think so either. I mean, that is a something that you can do on your own. At that point, if you don't feel like you're in your right in your body, I suggest you get some self-confidence, learn to love yourself like every single one of us normal people have to do, or whatever you want with your life. I really don't care on that part. But just stay the hell away from children, because that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, does the VA pay to get your tubes tied if you want to get your tubes tied?
Vasectomy. Oh, they've done so many vasectomies wrong.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I feel sorry for the men. But no.
Well, I was thinking more of the women's side. But
no, they don't.
No, they don't. And you don't want them to.
It's kind of scary too, to be honest with you. But
yeah. My problem is this. Do you think it would be a good idea for labor and delivery to be even in the VA?
No, it's not.
I don't think it would be either. I think they should pay for other places. I mean, you'd be amazed at how many hospitals are messed up like that.
Actually, a lot of Texas labor and delivery departments are closing here in Texas because there are not enough doctors.
That is not anything new, to be honest with you, because I like watching a lot of trauma and cop shows and everything else. And some of these were from like the 1990s, whenever, y'all lived around Texas for a long time and lived through.
Military paid for tubes tied after my third C-section.
Was that her one elective surgery that she was allowed to have, or?
Well, military is really different. I know that, guys. I watch guys get vasectomies all the time. Poor cheeks. You had that vasectomy walk. I know. I remember seeing that shit.
Oh, that was a bad day for everybody.
Every single man was so sympathetic to every man in the command. No. Oh, he had a vasectomy and everyone's talking about it too. I remember that.
No, it's just no one was sympathetic to him because he was an asshole all day. He was an asshole
Yeah,
for
but
a
everyone
week.
was still talking
And
about
then
it.
just he got snipped and just like, oh.
Yeah, I will tell that when guys get vasectomies like that and a command, you hear about it.
Oh yeah.
Girl gets a tube ties, no one cares.
I
Yeah.
would think more men would care about women getting their tubes tied, but maybe it's the women in the military that care about the men getting a vasectomy. So
Here's the thing.
No, we just have to hear it because there's not enough females in there to
There's
counter
just not
that.
there really isn't enough females at all.
I
And
can
the thing is, the men are just like, oh well, I guess she doesn't want to have kids. It's not that big of a deal. But the thing is, we are more sympathetic to other men getting.
Yeah, but the
vasectomies.
thing
Oh,
is that they don't.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
but the thing is our surgery is more painful.
Yes, but here's the thing. Okay, you always see these memes about women giving birth, and they're like, "Oh, it's all your fault. It's all your fault." And the men will be like, "It's no worse than getting kicked in the nuts." And then it'll be like, "Okay, yeah, but guess what? I didn't want to get kicked in the nuts again, and you wanted to have another child. So, which one's more painful?"
What?
Where are we going with this, Chad?
Uh,
What kind of trail
You're
did you
not-
take us down?
You're not going to convince me 100% that having a kid and putting us on 9 months of that hell, just that pressure, it was horrible being pregnant. I couldn't stand it. And it was because honestly, it was just messing with all of my injuries. And that's it. But actually the normal stuff in pregnancy, they're like, you're having contractions. And then I'm like, I have a high pain tolerance, but you're having contractions. So I didn't feel them at all. I was more concerned about my my legs were hurting more than actually going into having a baby.
I could believe that. With
And
you.
it was just like, so I don't want to hear about your nuts anymore.
They don't have to hear about my nuts anymore.
I don't want to hear about your nuts either.
You want to hear about?
You
my
hear about
nuts?
Chad's nuts?
When I was there, you know.
My balls never made a mucus plug. Oh my goodness.
I would feel all about that. I don't have children. I'd much rather be kicked in the balls. Not
Children,
on my side.
Children are
That's a
great.
win for me.
my wife had 2 C-sections. I don't know how, because it's like she got them childbearing hips, but they said her hips were too small to deliver, and my son like stretched her uterus out like a balloon blowed up too big. So they were like, it'd be better if you tied your tubes or got your tubes tied. So
Did you hear that, internet? There's a little too much info there, Chad.
Let's go ahead and
Let's get going on this.
God, we've been going down so many rabbit holes.
This is certainly exceeding what we were able to do last year.
No, it wasn't.
Our current inventory of MST claims is a little over 29,000. So how do we go forward? And what are we doing? One, we are continuing to reach out to our collaborators and stakeholders and ensure that we're partnering. Two, as our secretary mentioned, we're ensuring that we have an integrated approach to claims processing. As he mentioned, I'm in outreach, but we're also working with those who are in the policy and procedures, as well as those who are accountable for the operations. The three of us who lead those organizations get together every other week and talk about our strategy and what we're doing. We've engaged on so many different levels. Recently completed our MST journey map, which took a look at focus sessions with our VSOs, employed human-centered design, and right now we are continuing to enhance those findings by looking at our claims.
Did she just say that?
Fourth,
Did she just say we're going to enhance our findings by looking at our claims? Like, what fucking word salad is that shit?
So, enhance the findings. Enhance. I think that's just a fancy way of saying we're going to lie about everything.
I can't stand her either, Joe. I can't. It's just word salads. We're going to enhance our findings by looking at our claims. You should have been looking at the claims, period.
You're going to be enhancing.
Well, we have to improve our VA stakeholders. What kind of stakeholders is the VA supposed to have?
That's news to me, and I'm pretty sure it's pharmacy companies.
She said that. She said that.
Or it would be the medical groups like pediatrics medical group that for women that don't deliver babies for women here in Houston.
I'm sure you can, Sean. I was asking that not really sarcastically, but wondering what she was talking about. What kind of
she doesn't even know what she's talking about.
No.
I mean, it's not it's not a multifaceted issue. I mean, it's sexual trauma is just sexual trauma. Get to a therapist, get the medical help that you need to get through it. Find the right thing. It's just common sense and everything. And what she is she's stonewalling and gaslighting to tell everybody this is going to take longer than what's expected. But the thing is military sexual trauma. I don't know if you've noticed this, Chad. That was just allowed into the VA in last year for the budget.
Well, I didn't know what it was called, so I could believe that was just allowed. But dude, bruh, I totally, I didn't even smoke anymore. I totally see this as a liberal thing coming in completely.
Oh yeah, oh definitely.
This is completely
it's coming in multifaceted.
Yeah.
Multifaceted. Yes, exactly.
It's a multifaceted socialist takeover, is what it is.
I agree.
It's an extremely nuanced take on communism.
That's it. That's it.
I really see that.
I just cannot stand her demeanor, how she's talking down and taking that pause. Like, yeah, you understand what I'm saying, the bullshit that I'm giving you.
It's kind of like
we're obviously too stupid to realize what she said. I can't even find my words.
It's an enhanced version of a dictatorship, is what it is.
We obvious. She comes across that no one's at her intelligence level, if no one could possibly be smarter than her, and that's why she's talking down to us.
I work for the government. That's where I am, and I'm better than everybody. That's what I'm getting from her.
That's how a lot of politicians I see talk.
Seriously than woman. But I don't understand. Enhanced looked at the information you already have, which you already should be doing. But of course,
I bet I got an idea on that. We need to automate it.
I think she's damn near was.
Yeah, she's lived a lot of her life on automation. It looks
exactly.
Like.
So we could automate MST.
Yeah, let's get going.
Signed a memorandum of agreement that will give VBA access to information, including personally identifiable information of service members who made an unrestricted report of sexual assault to DOD and whose data is maintained in their systems. We will use that data to the fullest extent, and we're currently working out the processes and procedures to ensure that we are accurately accessing and completely applying this across our organization.
That sounds dangerous as fuck.
Lastly,
oh shit,
we are not just staying within these four walls. I had an opportunity to participate in a congressional roundtable that focused on MST and had several survivors and stakeholders. So we are out there and we are talking, we are listening, and we are making changes.
You better say
so
them.
Thank you again, sir, for inviting me.
Again?
And allowing me to share this information. And I look forward to any questions.
Okay. Did you hear that?
So
did you hear her sit there and say that they're going to sit there and look through our records and they're going to pretty much find anybody that was accused of rape?
Sounds like we could come up
anybody
with
who
an acronym
anybody
for
who
that.
put in an unrestricted report. is what I
Sexual red flag law.
Yep.
heard. Yep.
Hey,
This doesn't sound like due process. How dare they do judge and jury? And I don't understand this. If you have that and if you made an unrestricted report, that's where I think you should be able to go to state or local police. Period. Or a third, and there needs to be a third party. This is the VA investigating themselves and giving shit over to DHS and the FBI. I guarantee it.
Absolutely. And
well, all of those are so reliable, though. We've seen it in the past few years.
here's I think I could be playing a bit of devil's advocate here, but here we go. Let's say you did get an unrestricted report filed against you because you did commit rape. You were caught.
Yeah.
You were put out there. You did your time in Leavenworth. You got put on a sexual predators list.
Right.
You're serving your time. You're doing your sentence and everything. Is this going to open cases up and give people another dose of double jeopardy or even triple jeopardy at that matter?
See, that's what I'm wondering too. And here's the thing is that even though if it's unrestricted, what if you got out at that time and that's continued ongoing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand there's no statute of limitation.
Don't get me wrong. Sexual predators deserve to be buried underneath the
but
prison.
what I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to say things that I know that.
But the thing is, it starts with these people that everybody gets behind, that everybody doesn't mind, spitting on and kicking in the dirt, and then before you know it, they're coming after you now because they can commit double, triple jeopardy on this person. They can do it on you. A law-abiding citizen.
I went through double jeopardy with red flags. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
I went through double jeopardy, and that wasn't okay. And I'm a civilian. That's not okay. But like what Sean said, what could go wrong with a government agency sharing info?
See, that's how it is when you move to Florida. Y'all should move to Florida. No
Florida
southern.
has red flag laws not in your life. Fuck DeSantis.
I'd rather have DeSantis than Abbott.
Yes, but looking into a lot of the Florida red flag law, over 90% of it is mismanaged. You can't sit there and do things.
It is mismanaged, but I will say I don't know anybody who's had any even suspicion of being under a red flag law.
Well, you do, but you just don't know it. But I can name a person, but I'm not going to sit there and
now fuck the red flag laws. We got constitutional carry now. So
because I don't think you should actually get in trouble for any kind of hearsay.
No.
At that point.
I don't either. But I mean, I'm sure Sean could carry a gun around concealed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the thing is all red flag law is social credit. We've renamed red flag law now. It's now called social credit system.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. Okay.
I wish I could say that's ridiculous and have proof to say that that's ridiculous. But unfortunately, I have no proof and nothing to say that's ridiculous.
And here's the thing: it's you do what we say, or we start taking things from you, such as your benefits that you earned.
Here's the thing: is that the VA gets things so wrong. Like when we got out of the military, we went to Lubbock, and they totally messed up our record. I had a doctor yell at me, "Oh, he can't go in with you. You're divorced." I was like, I told a joke. And he got so mad. I was like, "Oh, Dakota, I'm still again. What are you going to do about it?" He was like, "That's inappropriate." Just like, dude, it's a joke. I had to take it a step further. I was like, dude, it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard. And I made it worse for myself.
And that was in Lubbock even. So people in Lubbock, people in Texas have a better sense of humor, so they should be able to take that. I will say people in Florida actually do have a
that
fun
man
system.
has never, I mean,
Thing is, these people that work for the government in Texas are not from Texas.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to tell me nothing. Working at Florida Blue, when I worked there, it was like, you want to talk about diverse? That company had people working from all over the world.
I swear that guy.
That guy has never seen a hot day in his life. He has been surrounded by AC and caramel crullers his entire damn life. It was,
and he's, just the way he was acting, he's a highly insecure. You know, when you look at guys and you can tell they're insecure.
like, you ever see men
And that he just like moved out of his mother's basement like 2 months ago, and then he went to work at the VA. That's the guy I was talking to. He goes home late at night and plays video games in his underwear because he doesn't know how to sit there and find a woman or even hit on a woman. He is so scared that he can't even go to a bar. If he sits there and looks at tits, he's like, oh my God, I turned into a 12-year-old boy looking at a Victoria's Secrets catalog. So he runs away. That's the motherfucker that I had to tell that joke to. And so he got mad because I could just.
If I wasn't married, I might be that introvert if I wasn't married.
and he was I'd say he was about 6'2".
You are a civil tongue devil. There's no way. Sorry.
I would say he's about 6'2", 400 pounds.
400 pounds.
Yeah, I would say about maybe 350. He was big.
Yeah.
He was big. He was.
But he was nerdy.
He was like, he had that salt and pepper hair that was cut just right and perfectly coiffed, and he's took very good care of his appearance, but didn't work out at all. It was a weird thing to do. Yeah, you see the more secure men with themselves, their big old handlebar mustaches.
No, it wasn't even that. It was.
I'm usually shaved clean, but I just haven't shaved in a while. So now I got the salt and pepper, and everybody keeps telling me to grow a beard and shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. You can sit there and see his dirty habit when you look through when you looked at his eyes. That's what it was. Is that I knew who I was talking to. You could look at his eyes. I was like, oh, I got you. I'm going to eat you alive for saying that. But just give me the opportunity. Well, we're not going to finish up any of this because it's just press questions on a lot of that. And they're never going to ask real questions on that. If y'all guys want to go watch that, that was the Secretary of VA speech last week. It was very dangerous because my problem is that the military or the VA does not communicate well to each other. We see this all the time, especially with claims. I'm going to tell you this. They're going to, just as I said, me and Dakota, we went there. They said I was married. I got in trouble, all that stuff. They messed up the paperwork. What I'm going to see here, because the way that this is leading, and I can see where Chad's going with it, this is going to sit there and be used to censure males and say, oops, it's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you're going to have a lot of, I would say, Republican conservative men be probably listed as sex offenders.
You already have tons of people that are in jail from the January 6th.
I can see that happening.
And the thing is, you have people.
It's ridiculous.
And it takes damn near a presidential pardon to get them out. And
I saw a story about a liberal, whatever you want to call it, podcaster or whatever, videographer that was there and doing all the same shit as they were, and he was released and sold his video to CNN.
Yeah. Wow. I can't. I'm beyond what's going on, and the fact is that the reason why, yes, that was on. It was on. It was his delivery normally because he does give the Secretary of the VA will sit there and give addresses once a month, but that was absolutely scary and disturbing.
It was,
you had to sit there and she had to say it with a fake smile.
Mm-hmm.
Just either she's happy.
The thing is,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if it was a fake smile because I've seen those people are completely brainwashed.
Here's
Oh,
the
that
thing.
woman's absolutely evil.
With that
Straight up.
address, that should have been something that was said by McDonough himself. And the thing is,
Okay,
he
I'll agree.
knows that if he comes out and he says something like what she said, or said word for what she said, we would be up his ass.
That's what it is. And he had her say it, and that way she could sit there. Oh, you're attacking she can use the race card and
Yeah.
the female card.
Yeah. She had a grenade, jump on a grenade. That's really what it is.
And he sold her up the river. Definitely did that. But I will say this, our MST coordinator here, because there's one in every hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? Or she do?
I don't remember. You have to run me on that. But
they allowed the LGBT into the women's clinic. So there's men it's literally in the manual, guys. Women are supposed to have a separate facility. It's supposed to be safe. Women only. They didn't have any place to put the LGBTQ alphabet people. So where'd they put them? In the women's clinic. So now we have men in our spaces, and we just got those spaces. I think we got them under Obama. Not even 10 years, and they're gone.
Talk to Sally Bryant. She definitely doesn't like that. So
it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right. Jeez. I'll tell you what. I think I'm just okay. I've pretty much talked this whole episode out. I'm pretty much
it is bullshit. This is the sneaky totalitarian tiptoe that these government organizations do to start by taking away first veterans' rights, because it always starts in the veteran community. And then as soon as they take it from us, they come and they take it from people like Chad here.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit, man.
But the thing is, what I'm not understanding is that we go out and we speak all the time. I speak at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I come up on here and I talk. I know Dakota's getting better at that public speaking too. Is that when we go out and we talk to our conservative counterparts, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's it.
Yeah, nothing. They smile and wave, boys.
And then they
smile
say,
and wave.
I tell you this, I've been saying it for a while. I thank you for your service is virtue signaling. Because I'm bringing you a problem.
I've heard that as two different ways.
It doesn't mean a fucking thing anymore. It's just they just say it because they've been told to say it. They don't know what it means. They don't know what thanking someone for their service means. They don't understand.
But at least that means they're on your side.
Well,
no.
No.
Oh no. It's a stab.
Well, that bugged me, but you know.
No, it's a stab in the back, because when we put out our call to actions, I put them on
all right, Chad, pages. Let me ask you this. When you thank a veteran for their service, any veteran that you run into, what's going through your mind when you're thanking them? What are you thanking them for?
It depends on how long I talk to them, but like for a Vietnam vet that was an old black man that was in the airborne and shit like that, and it's kind of like, damn, dude.
Yeah, the thing is, there's that little image in the back of your mind of that Vietnam vet, of him marching through the jungle, risking gangrene and Agent Orange and all that. You know about all that. You know about when you're thanking a Middle Eastern Iraqi freedom vet that they were in the shit fighting off terrorists. That's going through your mind. Most people do not do that. They just do it because they have been told to do it their entire lives.
It's like
that's what goes through my mind, and that's my kids. That one old black man I was telling you about,
because no one's explained to them what "thank you for your service" means.
Like John
said,
he didn't say that. My son actually was like, because my daughter tans real well. My son is white as a ghost. And my son is actually talking about how dark this black man is. Mm-hmm. And of course, he's become lighter skinned since he's like 70 or 80 now. Mm-hmm. And my son and daughter start arguing about stuff about melanin.
Melanin?
Huh?
Melanin?
Yeah, like what makes you dark.
Yeah.
And this old black man is like almost falling on the floor, laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking about them about, yeah, you see how that hat says Vietnam? I was like, he used to fight in the jungle. And they're like, you mean like outside our yard?
That's kind of.
It's almost the same.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I mean like where it would rain for like 2 weeks straight. And they're like, well, it's rained for the last 2 weeks straight in Florida. And then my daughter and son will start arguing with each other about rain and melatonin and everything else, and about how he's so.
My biggest thing is this. I get what you're saying is that when I go up and I speak, I have people come up to me after I get off the stage. Well, I just want to say thank you for your service. I'm like, here's some legislation, sign that. Well, I'll take that home with me. I'm like, I've shown you the statistics. It's there. It's true. You can look at the House Committee of Veteran Affairs. Well, I just think that thank you for your service. I was like, what exactly are you thinking? Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's women. It's mainly women.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Sean says here. It's the new bless your heart. Okay. It was instilled in them when they were kids.
Bless your heart.
Veteran, it's like say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am to your elders. Whenever you see a veteran, you say thank you for your service. That's what I'm talking about.
But they have no idea what they're thanking them for. They thank you for your service. There should be something like dark and disturbing going on, that this person sacrificed their life or risked their lives to live here in the country, free from tyranny, and have the rights and everything that I do here, and build this place to be a freedom for others who want to come here legally. And
like that old man.
And the thing is, these children, or these now adults, are now passing on to their children just to say thank you for your service, and not understand the depravity that is behind that statement.
That old black man appreciated me,
because everybody's being really soft with their kids. Everybody is, and I get it. There's an appropriate age. There's an appropriate age that you do that. But
stop yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Let Chad stop.
I'll admit I'm soft with my kids for the most part, but like I've actually had more deep talkings too about the military and veterans with old black people than anybody.
Do that with your kids. People don't do that with their kids.
Well, I mean, that guy was like insisting on me going before him, even though I had a basket load of groceries. And he was like, I appreciate you, brother, for telling your kid or having your kids ask this question. And I mean, they were asking him 1,000 questions and then arguing back and forth about stuff because my daughter's
well, the thing is, that's actually what we're talking about. You have to change the environment a bit. Okay.
I agree.
I'm actually in a place full of, you should see it. We're at restaurants. Everyone's wearing the red shirts. Everyone's wearing an elephant. Everyone's sitting here, the pumped up crowd. And even Trump's, and a lot of them are Trump supporters even. And when you go in there, you feel the energy in the room, and we get up on stage, we give a little speech. It's, oh, well, thank you for your service. Like, okay, no, I need you. You're sitting here complaining about schools and everything and the consequences of our children. We have deadly consequences going on right now that are actually killing veterans. Let's go ahead and talk about a man named Sally.
I guess I agree with you on it. Depends on where you're from, because I mean,
it depends on the environment of your room.
Okay.
Your family and a family.
Well, I mean, I would also say, because most of the people in Florida are not from Florida, you know, and then like we're surrounded by freaking military here everywhere.
Yeah, like here in Houston, there's not. We used to have a military base, and then they shrunk it. And now all we have is an air show.
Well, I mean, even the old military base, that's commercial maintenance now. There's still always military planes flying into it constantly.
Hold on, I gotta go get a kid.
So I mean, Jacksonville is Florida. Period is surrounded by Navy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, Jacksonville, Mayport. How many other naval bases are there in
There's an
Florida?
Air Force base that's over in Pensacola too. That's over there. We just
Like Pensacola, there's MacDill Air
Eglin.
Force Base
Eglin.
around Tampa. There's
No, ours is
there's
over
Cape
in
Canaveral too. So
Yeah, that's Air Force. That's not hardly a base. That's a vacation club.
Yeah.
you'd be amazed at how many planes flying
I've
around.
been there so many times. My goodness.
I live in Florida. I've been there too.
I was stationed there. You know what you call people who were born in Tampa?
Tampons? Hey, I got it. There you go.
I wasn't born in Tampa. I was born in Texas. So, yeah, Sean says they got a few bases there. So he's by Pensacola.
Yeah. I was actually born at MacDill Air Force Base.
So you're a tampon.
No, I was born. So my birth certificate is very weird. Okay. It doesn't have a city. It doesn't have a county. It just has the base. That's it. So
But
when
the base is in Tampa.
It has a Latin long on it. That's
So it's a long tampon.
no,
Kim's a tampon.
okay. Well, anyways, guys, we thank you for joining us tonight. Kind of got off on topic.
Yeah, we
down
did.
roller coasters tonight.
And thanks for joining us for it. I mean, thanks for all of you for sticking in.
Fun show.
Thanks,
Been fun.
Y'all can go ahead and y'all can find that. We found it was on the Secretary of Veteran Affairs webpage. You can find that information on there. I'm excited to see what's going to come of this on the House Committee of this new debacle that was just released. So hopefully we can get you some follow-ups on that. And we thank you. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. And y'all take care and God bless. Thank you, Chad, for coming on.
Sorry, I got everybody off track all the time. So
No.
That's one of the reasons we like you, Chad.
I know.
All right, y'all.
It was a fun show.
All right. Good night.
thanks, everybody.
And
Happy 4th of July,
Happy 4th
everybody.
of July, and
Oh,
God bless.
yeah.